In this age of expensive health care, there's still one doctor who charges the same price as he did in the 1950s, and his patients swear by him. He's 87 years young and still makes house calls. In tonight's Making a Difference report, meet the Illinois doctor from a small town in a different era. There are no U-turns on the road to Rushville, Illinois. But you can turn back the clock.
It's like stepping back in time.
120 miles and decibels from St. Louis, this Mayberry of the Midwest appears to be from a simpler time. But in this century or the last, one thing has always been certain. The doctor is in.
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Russell Donor has been the town doctor since 1955. Long past the age when most people are seeing their retirement benefits, Doc Donor is still seeing patients. And just like it's always been, the office is open 7 days a week.
Even on Sunday, I felt like there'd be always somebody that was sick. So before I go to church, I would come here.
When he began his practice,
Dr. Jonas.
calls were taken on a rotary phone.
Records.
And patient records were kept on index cards. And they still are. There are no appointments.
It's your throat.
No matter your ailment, it's first come, first served.
I don't always do it myself, but I can refer them to somebody that can do it.
A graduate of Northwestern University Medical School, he came back home to follow in the footsteps of the doctor who took care of him when he was once ill as a child.
And when I'd come to, Dr. Hamilton was there, and I decided as a boy, I'm going to be like Dr. Hamilton. You get an earache?
Yeah, I lost it.
Through the years, Doc Donor has mended all sorts of pains and sprains.
Yep, you broke your arm, didn't you?
And he's delivered more babies than the population of Rushville. And among the 3,500 or so is Lynn Stambaugh.
There's 4 in my family. He delivered all 4 of us.
Stambaugh is now the CEO of Culbertson Regional Hospital,
Let me see your throat.
where Doc begins and ends every day, unless he's making a house call.
My older sister had seizures, and Mom said after she'd have them, she would kind of be out of it. He would come and sit at her crib all night.
You know, he doesn't set the standard for technology, but he doesn't need a pager because we know where he is.
Gary Moreland runs the Moreland Devitt Pharmacy, just up the block from Doc's office.
And he's seen it all 5 times. You know, he's seen so many patients, and he just, through experience, can recognize and diagnose.
It was for 40 of them, QID, PC, and HS.
Like all physicians, Doc has to complete additional training every few years to keep up with changes. But his nurses never change, nor the furniture, nor the price of a visit.
Seems like a bargain today.
He still only charges $5. That's not a copay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
That's the price.
Feeling better.
I do too.
You know, frankly, I've never spent much money going on trips or things like that.
No one in Rushville can remember the last time Dr. Donor took a vacation, and with good reason. In 57 years of practice, he's never taken one.
I'd like to go out and see the mountains in Colorado. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, that would be nice. When are you going to do that?
When I can.
In the town square, there are plaques to honor those who served our country. Doc wore the uniform in World War II, but it's his service to his community that engraved his name into the heart of Rushville.
I guess you could call him a local hero.
But don't mention hero to Doc Donor. He has no time for it.
Pretty good.
He's got too many patients to see as he continues to make the past very much a present.
I guess I don't know what I'd be doing if I wasn't doctoring.
Doc Donor did miss some work time a few years ago when he was diagnosed with a heart attack. The day he came home from the hospital after quadruple bypass, we're told he went right to the office for a few hours. A reminder, if you have an exceptional positive story or know someone truly making a difference, let me know personally at mbush@ksdk.com. We turn now to the First Alert Weather Center and Cindy Pressler. One of St. Louis's most talented singers released a brand new single today. Recorded at Shock City Studios here in St. Louis, it's one of those songs that just makes you sing along. And as we learn in tonight's Making a Difference report, you can enjoy the music and the message without missing a beat.
Every time I see you looking blue, I feel like crying.
When Erin Bodie sings,
It's an autumn painted sky I'm holding to.
instead of her voice, you hear her heart.
My heart goes flying.
The audience is everything.
Home may be St. Louis, but her band, the Erin Bodie Group, has performed all over the world. On this day, they're recording their latest single.
Telling the story of one child in particular.
When writing your own music, inspiration can come from anywhere. The inspiration for this song came from the 7th floor of St. Louis Children's Hospital.
So you have 2 pulses.
Except for the doctors and nurses, no one has spent more time here than Caitlin Jackson.
She was born with a complete AV canal, so in the center of her heart there was just a giant hole.
In addition, in her case, it was what we call unbalanced, which meant that one side of her heart was bigger than the other one.
She didn't eat by mouth until she was 5.
Though just 10 years old, she's already had 6 heart surgeries.
Oh, she's absolutely the bravest kid I know.
So when the hospital invited Erin for a visit,
For me, I think for a lot of people, music has always been very therapeutic.
a meeting with Caitlin struck a chord.
I'm gonna put it right here.
And pretty soon she was writing the prescription for an idea. She found out that Caitlin's heartbeat is recorded regularly on a digital stethoscope. So Erin and her band decided to use the recording in a new song. The idea? To bring voice to congenital heart defects, which affects nearly 1 in every 100 babies.
I think it's important to show people what, like the life of a heart kid and what we're doing.
The song is called The Space Between, which just might refer to that fragile space between sickness and health.
Maybe if you hold my hand as we walk through,
The message is one of hope.
I can trust you.
Parents and families, they're going through some rough stuff, and the way to get through that is to sort of see the light.
I think the mood of the music expresses that, as well as the lyrics.
The heartbeat sounds really cool in the song too.
As for Caitlin, while it's true that she may need more surgeries at some point, like the song, her future is full of optimism.
In terms of her life expectancy, I would anticipate that she'll do quite well and live a relatively long, normal life.
Music can tell a story, and while Caitlin's is uniquely hers, this new Erin Bodie song shows we all have something in common. The rhythm of life always begins with the beat of our heart.
I think her story is one that can give people a lot of hope.
Now, I'm no music critic, but I really like this song, and the fact that it has such an important message makes it even better. You can find the song on iTunes, and a portion of the proceeds will benefit the St. Louis Children's and Washington University Heart Center. And if you go to this story on our website, we can link you to information about the Hearts in Harmony event, where Erin will perform the song live at the Galleria on the 25th of February. And a reminder, if you know of an exceptional story of someone making a difference, let me know personally at mbush@ksdk.com. Well, it's their job to keep kids safe, and yet a school bus driver is often overlooked and underappreciated. Watching your child get on a school bus for the first time is a big moment for parents. Tonight, meet someone who has been there for a lot of first days. In our Making a Difference report, meet a woman who's been in the driver's seat for more than 4 decades and has always gone the extra mile. If you had to describe the Midwest in just 2 words, those 2 words could be Greenfield, Illinois.
It's just a small community of maybe 1,200 people.
Streets in the heart of America are paved with sincerity, and they all have names like Mulberry and Walnut. But no one knows these streets like Doris Hudson.
Get in your seat.
Hudson has been driving kids
Everybody buckle up.
to and from Greenfield Elementary
1, 2, 3,
for 43
4,
years.
5, 6. Okay, we got everybody.
I don't know of anybody who's worked 43 years for our district, at least in my lifetime.
She's both the first person from school the students see every day
Okay.
and the last.
Well, they become a family. I mean, it's your family. I used to go home and call them my kids.
Doris was raising her own 5 children back in 1969 when she heard that the district needed a bus driver.
And I looked at that and I thought, well, I'd be off when the kids are off. Okay, Addison.
Still, it was only supposed to last a short time. But both the years and the miles kept rolling by.
We'll see you, Kaylee.
She now has 13 grandchildren and 15 great-grandchildren.
She's just really the center of this family. She really is. She makes sure we're all together all the time.
There's pretty houses along here.
When you've spent more than 4 decades keeping your eyes on the road,
Don't forget your bag.
you learn to also have them in the back of your head.
Well, you notice when the kids get on the bus, I always say, who gets off first? So they all could learn who gets off next. If you make a mistake, then they can tell you. Say, who gets off next? Kaylee, okay.
But when she's behind the wheel, the rules are simple. No yelling, no fighting.
She says, calm down or you have to come sit in the front.
And does that mean you had to sit in the front a few times?
Couple.
Doris has driven the bus about 9,000 miles a year. Multiply that by 43 years, and she's gone around the world more than 15 times.
So she's had all those safe trips getting those students back and forth.
Recently, though, Doris announced that she'll be hitting the brakes on her driving career at the end of the school year.
We'll see you tomorrow.
She wants to spend more time with her family. And she wants to go out quietly, a point she made quite clear. But not clear enough.
Let's please all stand and give her a round of applause.
The entire school gathered in the gymnasium for a surprise thank you. After years of giving the students a lift, they gave her one.
She's been working in this district longer than most of us in this room have been alive, I can tell you that.
The host of the celebration was Kevin Bowman, who just so happens to be the superintendent of schools. And it just so happens he rode Doris's bus when he was in the first grade.
We want our bus drivers to, make every day special for the kids, and she sure did for me and still does today.
After some good memories were shared inside, everyone moved outside for a more permanent reminder of a job well done.
In honor of Doris Hudson, bus driver for 43 years, retired 2012.
A tree was planted in Doris's honor.
I think it's kind of sad that she's leaving and that she won't be driving anyone anymore. It's a little sad, but it's kind of good that she can have some fun with her family and stuff.
The school buses will still pick up the kids in the morning and drop them off in the afternoon.
There.
But somehow the streets of Greenfield will feel a little empty. It's quite a feat to drive generations of kids thousands of miles and to still manage to make them feel at home.
This is the end of my route.
Greenfield, by the way, is about 65 miles from St. Louis. Every student on Doris Hudson's bus has an assigned seat. She says that way she never had to worry about leaving anyone behind. A reminder, if you have an exceptional positive story or know of someone making a difference, let me know personally at mbush@ksdk.com. And we turn now to the First Alert Weather Center and Cindy Pressler.